this video. I feel a bit of a headache, so I won't go into much, but a question. Alright guys, did you see at Gakunya's mother's funeral? It was all drama. My goodness, my goodness. Reduce the volume of that. Oh my god, did you miss the drama? I hope you didn't. So, Gakuya's mother's funeral turned into a political theater, if you know what I mean. Ah, my goodness. How I wish I was just live at the place, because there was so much drama that you could actually be posting after every 10 minutes. The first drama comes as politician students gave their speeches, and then there comes Mudoni, who is clueless about her environment. You know what? Even if I'm anti-government, I can't go into a pro-government zone and really post like an anti-government person. You better be neutral, right? That is what we call having emotional intelligence. You need to use your brains. You don't just decide to use your emotions. Now, Mudoni is such one MP who used her emotions when she went to Gakuya's mother's funeral. Let alone what Gachagua said, because Gachagua, of course, talked about the bribing of 10 million to Mudoni having been bought. But then, remember, the environment was favoring Gachagua. Nobody booed him when he said that. People listened. What did that mean? It meant this was a zone for opposition. And therefore, even the fact that MP Gakuya himself is in opposition, that was a red flag enough for anybody with minds to think about what to say in this funeral. Guys, they say sometimes women are intelligent, but I don't just know what to say about Mudoni. So Mudoni goes to this funeral and decides that she has to state her mindset just as it is. I'm like, did you yesterday watch, not even yesterday, 2 days ago, did you watch Wetangula and Mudavadi? They might be very selfish people, but I think at that point they used emotional intelligence. They were shambooked left and right, bunkered left and right, center. But they chose to keep quiet. They sat there holding their cheese just because they knew this was not their environment. But now Mudoni comes to the funeral of Gakuya's mother. She knows the environment is full of opposition, and she starts to play her own music. Guys, we don't do that. So she did that, and shame on her, because she was chased away. She did not even manage to give her speech. And that is why I'm telling you that in Kenya, political intolerance is loud and clear. When you go to places as politicians, be careful what to say. Or even if you are a radicalist supporting whoever it is. You know, today I saw another video about Okanga. Nuru Okanga actually just abusing the people on the roads, foreigners, telling them this is Kenya, they are stupid. And I was like, what is this? Anyway, Nuru Okanga is always dirty mouth. If he hears me, he'll be coming here to us to shout out all sort of insane words. I don't care. But that is online space, I can understand. But I didn't like the way he went around abusing foreigners, even if they have caused an accident or whatever it is. I believe there is police, there is NTCA, and somebody else to be involved. Elijah ran, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for up and down, illnesses, challenges here and there. I was unable to do posting for a very long time, and today I was almost skipping. Then I said, no, I can come about with 10 minutes discussion, and that will be enough to make it look like I've shown up to this channel. Because we are growing, we are almost at 500 subscribers. But unfortunately, with the absence of several days, about 6 days, we had a negative impact on the subscribers and those people watchers. But I thank God, even if you watch me, 4 of you or 10 of you, I still appreciate, because it is not easy to go to somebody's channel and begin watching. I do watch people, but I can't promise that I go watching everybody. So I really appreciate, nashukuru sana. I know in the house kuna Wakenya wale wanapenda niongee Kiswahili. Alexis, hello, a very sweet name. Alexis WD, welcome, thank you so much. Mungu akubariki for watching my channel, I appreciate. So guys, what do you think about Muthoni? Muthoni actually exposed herself to this danger. I am just telling you that in politics, you need what we call emotional intelligence. You realize that Sifuna is not so much into Gashagwa. But when he came to this meeting today, do you know what he did? He just played a trick. He made it look like he's in for Sifuna, he's in for Gashagwa. And so people began asking a lot of questions. You can see from my title. Alan Macau said Leon. Leon, welcome. Today I'm getting very good names. Alexis, Elijah, Leon. Thank you. Alexis says, oh, what is it? You seem to be surprised. Let me see. Let me know. Why? What is shocking you? What I think is Muthoni lacked emotional intelligence, something that politicians should learn to apply. And of course, if they use it, they'll survive. You know, they'll go to places where they are pro or anti, and they'll still survive. What was the point of All Allah Surviving Men series? Welcome. Thank you so much. And I also say All Allah. I think Elijah is American. Oh, I don't know. Surviving Men says, how is everybody in the building? I hope everybody's fine. And I really appreciate, please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because I really look forward to it. Okay, Surviving Men series tells me, second time being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your love and presence on my channel. I appreciate. I don't take it for granted. And Surviving Man says, already subscribed. Alexis says, I'm subscribed. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. And I was just coming to talk about this small aspect of Muthoni, but I think it has an impact on everybody. Like people there supporting politicians. It is not always right that you go to an anti or pro place and begin to actually stand against, because you never know what will happen. If you've not watched what happened to Muthoni, please go and watch. It was chaotic for her. People are raged, enraged for her blood. And I was scared when I was watching the video. I was like, what the hell was she doing? She went there and she was like, yeah, I'm two-term. Like, I was asking myself, what was she trying to prove? Is her life equal to two-term? You can lose a life so easily in such a setting when you go shouting whether you're two-term or one-term. Now, she knew very well that Gakuya and the rest of the people who were there were anti-government. But what did she do? Without using her brains, she began to shout the two-term aspect, and people just stood up. They stopped her from speaking. They went to wave her around, and I was like, oh, so it was recognition? Why would I want to be recognized and maybe at the end of the day lose it? But I believe it's this psychology of the psychology of Wanga. People like Gladys Wanga, Junette, Chergay. Sometimes they just don't want to reason. They want to really relate with Ruto so much, or the government so much, because they want some gig packs, or what we call gigs. And it's unfortunate, because at that trend, you may lose your life so easily. You don't know what will happen the next when people are enraged, as it was in the case of Muthoni. So, of course, maybe she was talking like that because Gachagua had said that Muthoni was bought by with 10 million shillings. And later on, we saw Mutheu speaking and saying that she had come there to abuse people. My goodness. I'm telling you, politics is a very dirty game, very dirty. And somehow it gets to the mind of the people. They always say carry the politics in your, they say maybe carry it in your stomach, or maybe in your mouth. I don't know. Who in your hunchback? What are you saying? Switch off from live? Why? Why would I switch off from live? I decided to do a live because that is what I wanted to do. And of course, I'm here for very few minutes. So if you are bored, please take your ginger or you can take some wine, right? You can take some wine if you can afford it. Or some, what do I say? Some scotch. That would do, some beer. What else can you take? Maybe some mushroom if you are a person into food, or a sandwich. All right, Alan Macau is telling me, how old is Alexis? Oh, Alexis should answer that. I don't know. Oh, all right. So, what do we say? Now, Sifuna actually seems to be saying that he's stuck in ODM. But did you hear what many people said in this funeral? They kept pinpointing at Sifuna. You realize that about 7 speakers kept referring to Sifuna, including Mudeu. We saw what the other guy, Gashagwa, did it. Then we had these other fellas. They referred to him, and he also stood up and spoke. What did he say? He said that there is no room for Kasongo. I don't know. Your feelings might be different. Some people are into 2 term, others are into 1 term. It depends on the pleasure you get from whatever river you are draining water from. I may not stop you from whatever you want to support. Anyways, mine is to critique and analyze and understand what's going on and why it's going on. And again, to just check on why it happened as it did to Modoni. When you come to Sifuna, Sifuna was actually embraced by almost everybody in that funeral. You realize the most mentioned individual in that funeral was Sifuna, following Kasongo. All right? Now, what does that mean? It means something, right? That Sifuna can be impressed in any party if he wants to. And of course, he began talking about Nairobi and how people are elected, and he criticized others who are not considered, maybe because their parties are not fully supported, maybe something to do with the government and all that. So the discussions that ran at that funeral, they were more of political campaigns than simply what we call the funeral maybe moments. And of course, it was so clear that Mudoni did not use her emotions right. That is why people turned against her. They almost, in fact, it was almost very dangerous for her. Very many people had to come to salvage her from the situation because she was almost being attacked by the people who stood and went for her, just because she shouted that she is 2 term. And I think she never checked the environment. And even if she checked, she wanted to prove a point. That recognition was not necessary at that point. Yeah, so that was a short video that I just decided to do to avoid making Life Saga a very quiet channel. And I appreciate all those who watched. Maybe tomorrow we'll show up again for a longer video and analyze more political aspects that are going on. Otherwise, thank you so much and bye-bye for now.